Welcome to the biology lesson of respiration in plants. In this lesson, we will learn about what is respiration, external respiration, gaseous exchange, cellular respiration, rate of respiration and factors affecting it, photorespiration and pentose phosphate pathway or HMP pathway. First, let's talk about respiration. Respiration is a vital process that all living organisms, including plants, need to survive. Plants perform respiration to release energy from the food they make through photosynthesis. Now, let's uncover the differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration happens when plants have access to oxygen. It's like their power source, allowing them to release a large amount of energy. Oxygen enters the plant through tiny openings called stomata, and along with glucose, it produces carbon dioxide and water. Anaerobic respiration, on the other hand, occurs when plants don't have enough oxygen. In this process, glucose is broken down to release energy, but instead of carbon dioxide and water, the byproducts can be alcohol or lactic acid. Now, let's move on to the process of external respiration or gaseous exchange in plants. Plants have specialized structures called stomata on the surface of their leaves. These little openings allow for the exchange of gases. When stomata open, carbon dioxide enters the leaf and oxygen exits. Plants also need to breathe, just like us. But plants don't have lungs. Well, let's find out how do they respire. It all starts with a process called glycolysis. We call it the Embden-Meyerhoff-Parnas pathway, but let's stick to glycolysis for now. This process takes place in the cytoplasm of plant cells. It breaks down glucose into smaller molecules, producing a little bit of energy. Now, let's talk about fermentation. This process occurs in the absence of oxygen. It may sound a bit strange, but fermentation has its significance. It helps plants survive in low oxygen conditions. For example, yeast uses fermentation to make dough rise and to produce carbon dioxide, giving it that fluffy texture. Alright, let's move on to the fate of pyruvic acid in aerobic respiration. When oxygen is available, pyruvic acid enters the Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle. It takes place in the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. In the Krebs cycle, pyruvic acid is broken down further, releasing energy-rich molecules and capturing electrons. These electrons then embark on a journey through the respiratory chain or the electron transport chain. Along this chain, energy is gradually released, and finally, it is used to make ATP, the energy currency of cells. This process is called oxidative phosphorylation. Now, let's put it all together and see the overall budget for aerobic respiration of one glucose molecule. For every glucose molecule, we get 38 ATP molecules. Moving on to the significance of the Krebs cycle and acetyl-CoA. The Krebs cycle not only produces energy but also provides building blocks for other important molecules in the cell. Finally, let's explore the amphibolic pathway. It means the Krebs cycle can work in reverse, acting as a source of raw materials for other metabolic pathways. Also, we have compensation point. It's the moment when a plant's oxygen production matches its oxygen consumption during respiration. First, let's talk about the rate of respiration and the factors that affect it. Now, imagine a plant breathing just like we do. Yes, plants respire too, but in a slightly different way. The rate of respiration, or how fast a plant breathes, can be influenced by various factors. Let's check them out. The first factor is type of substrate. Just like we prefer different types of food, plants also have their favorite snacks. Some substrates, like glucose, provide more energy for respiration. So, the type of substrate can affect the rate of respiration. The second factor is temperature. Now, imagine a plant enjoying a sunny day. Warmer temperatures make the plant's enzymes work faster, which speeds up respiration. The third factor is oxygen. Just like we need oxygen to respire, plants need it too. Adequate oxygen levels ensure that respiration happens efficiently. So, it's important for plants to have a good supply of oxygen. The fourth factor is carbon dioxide. Why we release carbon dioxide when we respire? Plants actually need it. Yes, they take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen during a process called photosynthesis. So, the level of carbon dioxide can affect plant respiration too. The fifth factor is water. Just like we need water to survive, plants need it for respiration too. Water helps transport nutrients and maintain cellular processes, which are crucial for respiration. So, keeping plants well hydrated is essential for their respiratory health. Alright, let's move on to photorespiration. When it gets too hot, the plant starts losing valuable carbon dioxide instead of gaining it. This process can decrease the efficiency of photosynthesis. Now, let's enter the pentose phosphate pathway, or HMP pathway. This amazing pathway helps plants salvage some of that lost carbon dioxide and minimize the impact of hot respiration. With the help of this pathway, plants can recover and keep thriving even under challenging conditions. That brings this lesson to an end. For additional information on this lesson, please look at the content below the video in the online course. To get a list of the important questions and their answers for this lesson, please refer to the guidebook by our publications provided to you with this course for free. It shows you a list of all the questions that have the highest chance of coming in your next exams based on research carried out on previous year question papers. All the best, and I will see you in the next lesson.